when it came to relationships that I really wanted to focus on relationships, I realized that a lot of people in my life did not have really successful relationships. They did not really have, the happy marriages that you thought they did. They didn't have the happy relationships. There were a lot of single friends that were dating bad people that weren't right for them, but you couldn't really tell them nothing because they thought they were happy. And I'm just like, well, what's going on? Like, what is happening in the people around me in society that we're falling so short on relationships? And I realized that when you sit down and talk to a lot of people, they're not really loving themselves the way that they should. So that's where I went in. I got so much. I read a whole bunch of books. I did continuing education on love, figure out like what's the, Gary Chapman's Five Love Languages, all these different books that I read, and I'm just like, I think that's what it is. I think that's what's missing. And of course, a lot of people, I think a lot, it's a buzzword these days, that self-love, 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 self-love. We see it a lot. But I don't think a lot of people actually know what self-love is. I think self-love, people like to confuse self-love and other things like self-care. Self-care is beautiful. Self-care is wonderful, and that's part of self-love.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest component, you have to focus on the macro perspective instead of like, then we get to the micro. Whereas we're talking about micro things that you focus on, and then we'll eventually get to the macro. Because once you break down exactly what self-love is, then you can focus on everything going down. But a lot of people are not really understanding the love component of themselves. Like, what are you, as we talked a little bit earlier, what are you doing for yourself?
Right.
What are you doing to help yourself? What are you doing to care about yourself? What are you doing to make yourself happy?